Jay Electronica tells fans they don't understand. So recently, Jay Electronica was confronted by hecklers during a performance in Los Angeles, leading to tense exchange where he challenged audience members to meet him on stage. And I believe he was opening up for Currency, I believe.
God bless me.
Can you imagine this? So,
No.
I'm just saying, like, from what I saw and what I've heard, rumor-based, it was him getting on stage, playing like 5 to 20 seconds of the beat, and then just going straight a cappella, which I can only imagine. But there's a short little video that we can watch here that Mike chopped up. Just to Mike.
If you love my shit, shut up and listen to the words. When I was sleeping on the train, or you'll be next. When I was sleeping on the train, sleeping on messing roll lab out of, because sometimes niggas are fake like they fuck with you and they don't.
This man broke out in full-on ramble mode in the middle of a verse.
He was mad, boy.
Shut the fuck up and listen to the bars. When I was sleeping on the train,
That's Byron in the back.
sleeping on messing roll lab out in the rain, without even receiving a slice of pizza to my name. Too proud to beg for change, mastering the pain. When New York niggas calling Southern rappers lame. But then check it, and hold up, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Watch this.
What's that?
Whoever boos, we know you the enemy, and you a coward. If you boo, you're a coward, because you won't boo in my face, yeah? And I'm still gonna stand on my flag, coward. When I was sleeping on the train, sleeping on the roll lab out in the rain, without even a...
We should have at least said, DJ dropped the beat.
That would have fixed the whole problem.
Yeah.
That was the only issue, I think.
Yeah, no. People want to hear the song, not just you. I paid to hear you perform the song, not just to hear you give spoken word.
With a voice that is like, obviously, you need some tea.
Strained.
He's irritated.
You know.
Or maybe you had one too many drinks.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know if he drink when he being a part of the Fruit of Islam, but I don't know how that goes.
The fruits.
Is an artist's demand for reverence during a performance a sign of artistic integrity, or does it represent an entitled disconnect from the audience paying to see them?
The second one. It is a complete... Look, man. I mean, because people would kind of make sort of these same arguments from when they'd go to see Lauryn Hill, and she'd get up there and do spoken words and play the guitar poorly and then start crying. And, you know, because it's like, oh, you said you wanted to see Lauryn Hill. Well, you know, here's Lauryn Hill. And where in a way I could say, okay, yeah, I get it, but I don't pay to see you work out your emotional problems on stage. And this is what this looks like. As much as I love Exhibit C, I think we all do. It's one of those songs that really resonates within the culture. It's also a situation to where if that's one of the few songs, even if you're a Jay Electronica fan, you really know, and you know that he can do by himself. You know, because Jay-Z's not coming out in The Dream or whoever to do Shiny Suit Theory. You know, he has to. If the one song you can do that you know everybody knows, we want to hear that. Maybe does that make me a selfish, entitled hip hop fan? Yeah, it probably does. But I don't come to spend money to see you work out your artistic angst and insult the crowd. I'm not here for that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, once you spent your money, you spent your money to see him do a certain thing. Now, I'm not against them actually working through whatever is going on, as long as I still get the show that I paid to see, essentially. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing it a different way, if you're running it back, things of that nature. I think most of the disconnect here with him, though, is, I think we said he's opening up for currency.
And it's a reason why.
Yeah, people don't know who he is. So somebody might have booed him. Like, literally, I've been to shows where the Roots were on the bill, and when Black Thought and the Roots took the stage, people literally got up. And this wasn't too far removed from now. This was one of the Cincinnati shows that come every summer. The Roots were one of the acts.
Okay.
Now, I'm hearing people behind me, who is this on stage? They don't know who the Roots are. Roots are on a nationally syndicated talk show every single night.
Not even syndicated. They are nationally. Yeah, they're on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that don't know who Jay Electronica is. And those that do know him, obviously know him from the era when Exhibit C came out, rapping on Just Blaze beats and things of that nature. And it's kind of hard to appreciate what you do if you're not doing a whole lot of it. What I mean by that is, since that dropped and where we are now, it's almost a good thing that you're even able to still go out and do something, because he came out at the same time as a Drake and somebody named Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
And we see what their careers turned into versus what his is. And I just think it's a disconnect as far as people really don't know who he is. And people are a lot more comfortable to just be like, man, boo, I don't know who this dude is.
I don't think he gave you anything for 10 to 15 years after Exhibit C, though. So that's why the trajectories of their careers have gone two different ways. Now, the question I have, is there any friction between him and Just Blaze, and that's why he's not really playing those records or rapping behind those beats? I
wondered about that too.
Because, like, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, that's why most people were interested in you, Jay Electronica, because you was rapping on Just Blaze beats. And I say that with all due respect, but I mean, he is kind of who made you important, bro.
Well, I don't think there has to be any beef for him not to want to rap over the beat. I think that's probably what he did for most of the show, at least from what I've read. I think it has to do with him saying, all right, look, I only pop out every once in a while. You're going to listen to what I have to say. My lyrics are so important that you should be able to enjoy them with or without the music. And I think that's arrogant, you know.
Got to read the crowd too, when you want to do that.
You know, you have to understand that, like, you know, how old is Exhibit C at this point? You know, and that's not a knock, because, you know, I still love that record. But I just think about where I was and when that came out and what I was doing, and this seems like light years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember when I found out that he was
like Coach's staple.
Yeah. When he got signed, because originally it was like he was going to be on Bad Boy. You know, there's a lot of Puff Daddy references in his music, and then he signed with Jay. And
years later.
Yeah, and I remember hearing that news. Yeah, I was on my way to Chicago with my ex for the Taste of Chicago. This is, oh my gosh, this is so long ago. This is almost 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you have to understand that, like, yes, for certain hip hop fans, you have stayed in their conscience, you know, with a written testimony. And, you know, I remember he put out all this music maybe about a year or so ago.
Last year, about the middle of last year.
Yeah, but, you know, there are a lot of people,
like 8 albums.
Yeah, a lot of people who didn't keep up with that, like the heat that was, you know, about to be Jay Electronica, who was about to change the world with, you know, these crazy bars. Like, that's long gone. Like,
it's over.
We still hear rumors about things. Like, apparently there's a whole Jay Electronica album produced by Just Blaze that Just Blaze has on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but we'll never hear that unless we'll never hear that. So whatever. I mean, I know you wanted people to listen to your lyrics, but I'd probably be the person that booed. And I'm not a coward about mine. Like I said, I think we should bring booing people off the stage back. That's part of why hip hop is where it is. We don't boo enough.
Man, put that album up there with the Detox. Put it up there with Helter Skelter, with Dre and Cube.
Shit that's never going to happen.
Yeah,
the Kanye West and what was it? The Boys Chess Club or something with Kanye,
Lupe, and Pharrell.
Yeah. These are things that are never going to happen. But I think he just should be happy that he didn't get Charles Hamilton, where people just don't care about you at all anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, his name still holds some weight as far as who he is and what he does. But he just doesn't have enough material to match, I think, the energy that he's trying to transcend across these crowds. People just don't know who you are, man.
Yeah, I forgot.
And they see a big Fruits of Islam flag behind you. We all know how people feel about certain religions and things of that nature. They might not know what that crescent moon and that star means to you, but they have their own identity for what they think it means. So there's a few different factors that you would probably have to You know what I'm saying?
You get past all that if you just perform Exhibit C the way we want to hear it.
Yeah, man.
I know it's like, that's again, can't be mad at hip hop fans for being greedy and maybe even selfish when you have not, quote unquote, fed the streets.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's a guest on this show. He was a guest on this. This was just one of the 2 spots where Jay was
and I'm
joining Currency on his tour.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, if I'm coming to hear Currency, like Jay Electronica,
Kind of hard sell.
yeah.
Not even Jay Electronica. Jay Electronica acapellas is like
Currency is smoke culture.
Yeah.
So imagine people going to chill at this concert, and as soon as Currency come on, I'm gonna blaze some shit up, and then you got somebody coming on stage dropping knowledge,
calling you a coward.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I'm really not even here for you, dog. But it is what it is, man. Shout out to Jay Electronica.
Well, Jay Electronica has a show in New York on June 21st, 2026. Jay Electronica and Friends benefit concert, and it's a powerful night, supports youth-focused initiatives in STEM, healthy living, mental health, and anti-bullying. So stop bullying Jay Electronica. You know,
He didn't have it because he want to talk to you as a man in the face.
Yep.